6'1" guard, Jason Edwards from Vanderbilt is in the portal. The Atlanta, Georgia native who was third team All SEC this year had a really, really successful year for the Commodores. After transferring in from North Texas, where he had a really good freshman season, was one of the better scorers in the country. Averaged 19 points a game at at North Texas. Followed it up with a really good year at Vanderbilt, averaging 17 points a game, shooting 35% from three on just under 6 attempts a game. Was one of the better scorers in the SEC. I remember seeing him have a 30 ball earlier this year. He's a guy who could really fill it up. And, anytime you are a guy who's third team All SEC, that means you might be first team in another conference. And he was a big part of Vanderbilt making the tournament this year. I give all credit to Jason Edwards and no one else for Vanderbilt making the tournament this season. But a lot of guys will be after his services, I believe, as he's in the portal. This will be his third school in as many years. But if anyone hasn't had the chance to watch him this year, he's electric when he's scoring the basketball. He's got a lot of wiggle to his game, a lot of game, and the 17 points a game is no joke. He had some really good games against some of the better competition in the SEC this year. So, Dion, I know you're a Jason Edwards guy, so I'll throw it to you. What are your thoughts on his game and maybe his portal outlook?
I was really high on this Vanderbilt team as a whole. I think I had them winning their tournament game in my bracket. So I was really high on this game. He has a ton of wiggle to him. He can get to his spots with ease. Not the most efficient guy, but Vanderbilt is kind of like pass ISO, um, as many AJ Hoggard teams are, because that's what he loves to do best in his own right. But I feel like one thing that Hogard does really well that you could see Jason Edwards picking up on throughout the season is Hogard's phenomenal at getting switches and phenomenal at getting the guy that he wants on him to guard him. And towards the end of the year, Jason Edwards was picking up on that, and you could kind of see an uptick in efficiency, kind of see an uptick in scoring because he was getting the matchups he wanted, getting switches he wanted. Um, Obviously, like he's one of those guys that will be on his third team in as many years, and typically, you know, those guys kind of get clowned for portal hopping, I guess you could say. It makes sense. He went from North Texas to Vanderbilt, and now he's going to go from Vanderbilt to like, honestly, I think this kid's going to be able to go wherever he wants in the country. And so I think if there was ever anybody where it makes sense to portal hop, Jason Edwards has proven like why he should have portal hopped the way he did.
Yeah, and there's not a list out for him, but Dion, I got good news for you as a Mountaineer. He played for Ross Hodge at North Texas, was spoke very highly of him. And apparently Jason Edwards was asking for a pretty big bag. So I think, what I'm saying, you could put two and two together. He was real, like I said, very successful in North Texas. There's not a list out for him yet. He's an Atlanta native, like I stated. Uh, do you think that the Mountaineers are very much in this one?
I'm gonna be honest, if it comes down to money, I don't believe that we do that. We had the one off season with Huggy where we got like whoever we wanted from the portal. And then he proceeded to do what he proceeded to do. And that was the last time that we spent money on any sport, it feels like. So that's unfortunate if it comes down to that. But if not, I would love to have Jason. I would buy so many Jason Edwards jerseys if he was a Mountaineer. I'd be so happy.
Yeah, I think the fit could be there. I think obviously he's a JUCO guy, but he chose playing for North Texas out of JUCO for Ross Hodge. So I could see him following that, and I think they could maybe match the bet. I think they could conjure up a little bit of money to get him. But I'll be interested to see where Jason Edwards goes. I think he's going to have a lot of suitors that want a 6'1" guy that can score at a very high level. Maybe not defend at the highest level, but if you're talking about guys that can just get buckets, look no further than him because he doesn't even follow through on his 3 pointers. That's how you know guys get buckets. That's a true jumper. He doesn't need to follow through. He just throws it up there and it goes in. But very intrigued to see what his next spot will be for one of the better scorers in the SEC and in the country, and in Jason Edwards. It is March, and that means that March Madness is upon us. And if you are looking for a place to play, Underdog Fantasy has you covered. Sign up and deposit using code SLEEPERS, that's code SLEEPERS, to receive up to $1,000 in bonus credit plus a free pick. Head over to Underdog Fantasy today and use promo code SLEEPERS to take advantage of this amazing offer.